So I just heard about this. I don't know any other information except for the headlines. So let's figure out what this story is about right now. Sixth grader reportedly takes her own life after bullies threatened to report her family to ICE. Bullies? I mean, when you have authoritarian teachers, authoritarian parents and principals and superintendents, shut up, sit down. You're not raising educated youth. You're raising a bunch of savage, barbaric Neanderthals. They don't know about civics. Even if her parents, I don't know how they came to America, but if they had to get naturalized, her parents would know more about American civics than most Americans do who went through public schools. We don't have civics anymore in American public schools. We got social studies. I bet you most Americans couldn't even pass a naturalization exam. We should have a civil service exam. Texas girl ends her life after being told ICE will deport her family by classmates. A Texas mother is seeking answers for her 11-year-old daughter who took her own life following relentless bullying about her family's immigration status. This is in Texas. Wasn't it Texas where that one woman tried to drown a 3-year-old Palestinian kid? The child, Jocelynn Rojo Carranza, 6th grade student at Gainesville Intermediate School. Her mother, Marbella Carranza, shared that Jocelynn was repeatedly harassed by classmates who taunted her, threatened to call ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to deport her family. I mean, were the parents even... They're just saying it because she's got brown skin? The parents could very well be citizens. She's born in this country. She's a citizen. So they're all citizens. So it's just a bunch of white supremacists, Caucasian, Heil Hitler's saluting Confederate KKK. Piles of shit, criminal motherfuckers. The bullying was so severe, Jocelynn reported it to school authorities multiple times. Okay. So how come the teachers or the principal or the superintendent or the school board, why didn't anybody give a damn? Is that just who America is? The land of milk and honey and who gives a shit? The land of pretend freedom but a lot of genocide. The land of children freeze to death in Detroit. The bullying was so severe, she reported it. No action was taken. Marbella added that she was not informed about the bullying until her daughter's death. On February 3rd, after enduring months of bullying, Jocelynn made the devastating decision to end her life. So this just happened 16 days ago. She was rushed to an intensive care unit in Dallas where she remained for 5 days before passing away on February 8th. The Gainesville ISD has yet to release a statement regarding Jocelyn's death as her family seeks answers. Jocelynn Carranza Rojo's tragic story highlights the real dangers of bullying and the fear immigrant families face daily. Her death has sparked a national conversation about how schools handle bullying, especially when it involves racial or immigration-related harassment. Texas 6th grader reportedly takes her own life. Weren't the conservatives against public education? I mean, why do we waste so much tax dollars just to allow the damn right-wing, those stupid-ass kids who's just going to do a bunch of talking points and repeat a bunch of BS that they heard, a bunch of ditto heads. 11-year-old girl took her life. Texas girl, so I'm going to presume they're all on the up and up. So, a brown-skinned Texas girl, born in Texas, parents born in Texas, she's a citizen, they're complete citizens, American, and next, if you know anything about Texas, and then if you know anything about Native Americans, Texas used to be Mexico, and then before Texas was Mexico, Mexico used to be Native American land. Native Americans had been around for 14,000 years. Jocelynn Rojo Carranza, a 6th grade student at Gainesville Intermediate School, died on February 8th. R.I.P. to Jocelynn, 5 days after she attempted suicide in her Gainesville, Texas home. Her mother had no idea that her daughter was being tormented. I waited a whole week for a miracle that my daughter would be well, but unfortunately nothing could be done. My daughter will always live for me, and I will always love her. According to reports, school officials were aware that Jocelynn was being bullied. The harassment had gotten so bad she was meeting with a school counselor multiple times a week, yet her family was never informed. Jocelynn's bullies allegedly taunted her about deportation, telling her that she would be left alone when her parents are sent away. So she's got brown skin, right? She's got brown skin, and when you just leave a bunch of these pale faces, these pale-faced gringos, they're evil-ass kids who's being oppressed at home, oppressed at school. We're not teaching education. They're just a bunch of savage, barbaric Neanderthals. Jocelyn's bullies allegedly taunted her about deportation, the severe nature. They only learned about it now. Barbella's demanding answers, work with investigators. She wants to understand why she was never told about the emotional toll her daughter was facing. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the family cover funeral expenses. 11-year-old girl bullied over family's immigration status takes her own life. Students also threatened to call ICE to deport the girl's family. Maybe we should take a look at what Twitter is saying about this. So Jocelynn Rojo Carranza, she took her life after experiencing months of relentless bullying. Months of relentless bullying. Months. You know, it's one thing to be like, hey, you stink, you stinky stinker. But months of it. Lakota Man says, I hope and pray that the parents of her bullies burn in hell for raising such god-awful children, in quotations. Jocelynn Rojo, you deserved so much more in this life, like Hind Rajab, like Ayanna Stanley Jones, like baby Sousa Pena, a stricken civilization. February 3rd in Gainesville, Jocelynn Rojo Carranza, 11, took her life due to bullying. They made threats to call ICE on her parents. She was in counseling. Declared deceased February 8th, 2025. Covered only by Univision. Fox News isn't reporting this. What about CNN, MSNBC? What about podcasters? You know what? I should just check random YouTube. Let's just see if there's some random YouTube who's going to cover any of this stuff. February 3rd, received a call notifying her daughter had attempted to take her life inside the family's home. 11-year-old was rushed to an intensive care unit in Dallas but died 5 days later. All the same details. I waited a whole week for a miracle. Gainesville Intermediate School. So there's what the school building looks like, right? There's a nice big fat block, right? That's just a nice square rectangle which inspires nobody. Mocked by students who told the young girl she'd be left alone when her parents got deported. It got so aggressive she was actually meeting with the school counselor multiple times. Her family was never notified. Marbella discovered her daughter was being bullied only after she had died. And that's it. And that's it. We're not given any other information. Everyone involved must be held accountable. Absolutely, they should. Who is bullying her? Why were they bullying her? They should expel those kids. 6th grader committed suicide due to classmates bullying her about immigration status. Her classmates would constantly bully her with calling ICE on her parents. Our hearts shatter for Jocelynn Rojo Carranza, an 11-year-old whose life was stolen by hatred. Classmates bullied her with ICE threats, weaponizing fear against her family, a cruelty born from the same xenophobia that criminalizes our communities. She died February 8th, 2025, 5 days after taking action to end her life. There's a lot more to the story, like what was the bullying, who were the people, are her parents, if they're lawfully here, if they are citizens, if she's a citizen, was she born here? And then making fun of her that she's going to be left alone. So, maybe the thought of being left alone. Maybe she wanted to fit in. Maybe she wanted, I mean, I don't understand, like, really, kind of the whole damn thing, to be honest with you. And it sucks to be bullied, but, you know, where was the parents? And did she not have any siblings, aunts, uncles, neighbors? This is a Christian society, right? So we welcome the stranger. Was there no Protestants or Baptists? Where were the Catholics at? What about the Presbyterians? May the memory of Jocelynn Rojo Carranza be a blessing to her loved ones. Anti-immigration fervor is getting children killed. The school was aware of bullies harming, but seemingly did little to alleviate the issue. Seems to be the same story, same piece of information. Jocelynn Rojo Carranza. Jeanette, I'm not for sure who this. Have you heard about the 11-year-old Gainesville, Texas girl? Dead, bullied by classmates. So how about you take that damn stupid smile off your face? Jeanette Garcia, is that who they're talking about? For some reason they're blaming her. She does seem to be overly patriotic. God, family, country, American flag, American flag, American flag. Army combat veteran, prior law enforcement. Opinions are my own. Personal page. Who is this Jeanette Garcia? Do I care? No, I don't really care at all. There's another one. Deleted. Leave me alone. Thursday can't come soon enough. Oh my gosh, we're going to confirm Cash Patel. So let's see what... Basically a self-hating let's see what is she? She likes Elon Musk. I know she has nothing to do with it, but why isn't this national news? I mean, you know, a lot of this stupid crap happens all the time, and ultimately, we should just treat each other better. Instead of being such cold-hearted piles of crap. We've needed communism in this country since 1917. If not a Trotsky or a Lenin or a Marxist, then a Mao Zedong. We need communism. We need communism. Neoliberalism has failed, and if it's not communism, then we need anarchism. And if we can't get anarchism or communism, I'm still holding out that classical liberalism, you know, the Constitution, capitalism, basically all the things that we're told about this country. We're a constitutional democratic republic. We elect our representatives, and our economy is tied to the market forces. There's supply and demand, ebbs and flows. Some families rise, some families fall. I don't know why we don't have a social safety net for just housing, food, and water. For the most basic necessities of life. We got to capitalize on every single thing, make a profit on every single thing. Hey, I took this water and put it in a bottle. Well, here's $5. Thank you, sir. I sure do appreciate the Resnicks. Why do the Resnicks own the water? Do they own the rainwater? When it comes to capitalism, one person can produce 250 shoes in a day, and yet they cost $100, if not more. People rush out to buy the brand new iPhone. What is it, on 25 now? Did you hear? The new iPhone 25 is out there. Well, I better buy it. Next day, guess what? The iPhone 26 is out. How much is it? $5,000? Well, I'll just drop 5 G's like it's nothing. It's immoral to be in the richest country in the world and to have people that have absolutely nothing. We don't even take care of ourselves. We got working class, poor, and homeless people here. So I bet you it is really tough for people to give a damn about anybody, because we don't even care about ourselves, our own children, our own neighbors. We don't care about universal health care. We don't care about homelessness. We don't care about people starving or freezing to death, people committing suicide, mass shootings, planes are going down. A bunch of Americans are very callous and sadistic, so not only would they shrug their shoulders at something like this, but they might even crack a joke or two. I was going to check on YouTube, see if anybody said anything about Jocelynn, Rojo, Carranza, and also just to see if there's any, like CNN, right? Shouldn't CNN have covered this? And really all unnecessary deaths. We shouldn't have the amount of shootings that we have. We shouldn't have... This country should be so much better. So Shay Guerrero is saying something. Down the Rabbit Hole News is saying something. K-Cow News, no. Visa Verge, this one's got no views. I'll just actually click on it to help them out with the algorithm. What I'm not seeing is CNN, MSNBC, Authors of the Resistance, elevates Jocelynn, Rojo, Carranza, Cy Marie. I mean, this happened, what, February 3rd, February 8th, so 11 days ago. There's plenty of time for the story to circulate, you know. And that's it. So that's not even a story at all. You got a mass deportation program, right? You got a bunch of jerk-offs who's trying to push for deporting anybody and everybody. We're going to take away birthright citizenship. So technically, if your ancestors are from England or Germany or Italy, Obama deported like 5 million. Joe Biden deported like 4 million. Donald only deported like 2 million. So Donald's trying to out-deport the deporter-in-chiefs. And not only is he going after, you know, the illegal adult criminals, but also non-criminals. He's going after the workers. So you expect your tomatoes and your lettuce and all your vegetable crop, strawberries, grapes, your apple pickers, all that's going to become more expensive because out of the 10 million or so illegals, we know where most of the illegal immigrants are because they pay taxes. Like 8 million of the 10 million, we know where they're at. Let's take a look at some of this. Premieres in 32 hours, so we're not even going to... Should I subscribe? Authors of the Resistance, Cy Marie. I'll like it, but I don't know if I'll... yeah, I'll subscribe, fine. 11-year-old. At least somebody's talking about it.
This is absolutely heartbreaking. This 11-year-old took her life because she was being bullied at school with kids saying they were going to call ICE on her and her parents. This is Jocelynn Rojo Carranza, and she was a 6th grader at Gainesville Intermediate School. And according to her mother, Jocelynn was bullied so badly about her Latinidad or people threatening to call ICE on her parents that she had to go to counseling multiple times a week. Unfortunately, the mother was not made aware of the bullying and what was happening to her daughter at school until it was too late. Not only did the school not tell the mother what was going on, but they put out this letter not talking about what actually led to Jocelynn taking her own life. They did not mention the xenophobia, the bullying that was stemming from people threatening this child that they were going to call ICE on her parents. This is Texas, where there's a large Latino population. So this is negligence on the school's part, not dealing with the actual root cause of the problem. Look, we live in a world right now where anybody, if they wanted to, could report a family to ICE. So this is beyond bullying. This is actual threat against a child's life that was happening every day. So it terrifies me. Under these conditions, this story with Jocelynn is not going to be the only one of this nature that we're going to hear about. Now, the family did start a GoFundMe when Jocelynn was still in the hospital, but unfortunately, the needs have changed for the GoFundMe. If you want to help the family with any...
Okay, so I read this one comment here that said in Oklahoma, the school superintendent, Ryan Walters, bullies the immigrant kids in our schools by basically saying that they shouldn't be in our schools and complaining about the 1982 ruling that allows it. At least Governor Stitt finally pushed back against him and said he crossed the line when he used children as political pawns. Yeah, I mean, when the politicians are bullying, I mean, why wouldn't the citizens...
A little girl by the name of Jocelynn. She was the oldest of 4 kids. Her mom is a single mom. She's from Gainesville, Texas, 6th grader. Had been bullied for quite some time. Some of the bullying consisted of kids telling her that they were going to call ICE on her parents. She had been reporting this bullying to the school, okay? And the school didn't tell the mother. They didn't tell anybody. And if have meetings with... No, we've just been harboring it all along. That's the problem. And please, if you're going to come to my comments justifying this little girl's suicide, then you're in the wrong channel. Because nothing is going to ever explain to me or make sense of this situation. This thing that is just really ridiculous.
The tragic death of 11-year-old Jocelynn Rojo Carranza on February 8, 2025, has drawn attention to the devastating impact of bullying, particularly on children from immigrant families. A 6th grade student at Gainesville Intermediate School in Texas, Jocelynn endured relentless bullying over her family's immigration status. Classmates mocked her and threatened to report her family to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, leaving Jocelynn fearful and isolated. Her mother, Marbella, calls, and their failure to communicate. Jocelyn's story underlines the need for urgent changes to prevent similar tragedies. For more information on this,